We're gonna let them do their keep doing their cheers.
Yeah,
for
they're
a
doing it, man.
They're feeling it.
They're cheering for EG, right?
I can't tell. I don't think so. But yeah, I've seen so many times in this tournament where I'm looking and I'm like, and I overlook the fact that they just can't kill the Timbersaw because they don't have magic damage. And this one, they don't have that much magic damage in their draft. They have the Kunkka, which provides a decent amount with the bow, and then the Lion. Tusk spells can be pretty decent, but we'll see how it plays out.
The other thing to think about with that Lion is that oftentimes this Timbersaw comes online way before Lion is going to get 6. We've seen them when it's going to be the mid-timber.
Yeah, and we've seen them literally cutting. Like the game I think it was actually Weehaw playing versus a Lion when he was playing the Timbersaw, and he was cutting between tier 2s already, even between like the base towers. Like he was between tier 2 and tier 3, cutting the waves before this Lion was even 6.
Yeah, and that's something that's just so impossibly hard to deal with. We are going to be seeing him most likely in the mid lane on Sumail.
Instant mid D ward going to come out.
On the crowd, they're going to like that one. As Lion is going to be able to pick up the Observer ward.
Yep, they got the ward down first, so they saw that one get placed down right away. And the draft of EG2, they have a lot to deal with this Terrorblade. They have good heroes that just punish him. The Shadow Shaman, high magic damage and control. Earth Spirit, magic damage and control. Pugna, magic damage and control. Timbersaw, just straight magic damage. But that's Pugna and Timbersaw are two of the heroes that you don't like playing Terrorblade versus. There's just so much magic damage that comes out from these guys.
Well, and it's kind of interesting, too, because now we're seeing a little bit of a departure from what we've sometimes had from EG, which is they're picking Arteezy's hero in the very last phase. They picked Sumail's hero second, very off the bat. And, you know, I think that certainly he's been showing to have, I think, a better tournament than we've seen from Arteezy in a really long time.
Yeah, he's definitely been playing up. He's been supported really well by his team, though. In particular, that last game, you know, we were saying how Empower might have been the MVP, but Fly stacked so many camps in that game. It was insane how much he enabled Arteezy to play well.
So heroes are out across the map. It looks like, at least for now, we're going to be seeing a full-on tri-lane in both safe lanes. And how often have we just seen off-laners just get completely destroyed?
We haven't been seeing it like this, though. Usually it's the opposite. Usually it's an aggro tri-lane being run and the off-laners are placed in the safe lane. This time, it's not the case. Is S4?
Oh, he's going to get hit there by the Decrep, and now the punch is coming, although the tag team is already worn off, so he's going to be able to make the walk-away happen. Decrep enough to keep him alive.
These are going to be some level 1 off-laners for a while. Unless the lane does push out, which it might do so actually down bottom here.
Mel gets the D ward there as well, recognizing that, well, if he saw my ward, they probably have one down as well. And as you mentioned, able to get the deny there on that Kunkka. Something we're going to need to watch for is how many of those last hits can Sumail actually get. But FY again pushing in, and bottom lane they throw out another Earth Spike onto S4. He's able to walk it off. No real chance for a kill as of yet.
Let's see how Chalice does in this top lane. He now has FY, so they will be able to at least get some experience here for this Dazzle, but have to be so careful. As soon as Earth Spirit's level 2 or Shadow Shaman hits 2, they can easily look to make a play.
Yeah, but it's so impossible to take that otherwise. Like, FY needs to be able to interrupt things. He doesn't have a snowball yet, so won't be able to interrupt Shackles, but still could be dangerous. And speaking of dangerous, they've already popped Metamorphosis. They're wrapped all the way around S4. And as the Decrep wears off, looks like S4 trying to walk one more punch. Ame draws first blood at the same time. Going up in the top lane, they kill off FY. So a 1-for-1 exchange there.
As soon as level 2s come out on at least one or two of the heroes, they're able to make those moves. The extra control, of course, coming from bottom, and the extra move they can make top. As mid, okay, Arcane Rune. Pretty decent rune. As it works in your Tidebringer too.
Uh-oh. Well, they're able to interrupt there, but Xnova eats through the tree and walks away from the initiation. And, well, now summoning another image here. They want to try and find this kill onto Xnova. S4 moves into position, trying to find that right click. Is it going to be enough with a Decrep? The walk forward. Crit wants it so bad, but Xnova says no.
The salve while running. Just a little bit of extra HP for him to turn. And do we say it? We have dual lanes.
It's back.
It's been quite a while since we've actually had dual lanes in this tournament, but looks like that's the way it's going to play out.
It's still a scary lane up top, I feel like, in spite of, you know, there being just the two heroes, the Shadow Shaman and the Jug. Once you get that level 3 long duration disable and then being able to spin on top of somebody.
Mid, we see Sumail is now getting that level 3, getting that level 4, able to get the last hits very, very nicely, and no pressure onto him whatsoever. Kunkka's still farming pretty decent though.
FY Doesn't have anything else leveled up as of yet, but could think about going for those shards to try and steal away some of the last hits.
He's saving to see what he needs, right? Yeah. If he can see an aggressive play, he can go for shards. If he has to play some defensive or has to cancel the Shadow Shaman grab, he can go for the snowball.
Look at deny that right there on Sumail. Not often you can make it happen against Kunkka with all that bonus damage coming from Tidebringer.
Yeah. Took that even in that mid lane.
Yeah.
Again with the Orb of Venom, Sumail. This time on a Timbersaw, so he can try to put pressure.
And over here, they're able to interrupt the pull. Yeah, going for the slightly more aggressive build. This is the benefit that you're going to get from Kunkka, is that you don't have to use up the courier for your other lanes, so they can maybe get a little bit more regen or possibly try and dominate more with the items they can get after gold.
Yeah, he can save too. Yeah, he doesn't have to get all that regen. He goes for these bracers early on, so he has high strength, high base damage versus the Timber. It's all about this, like those level 6s. So like the Timber can threaten kills onto Kunkka constantly, while Kunkka needs a rotation in order to try to threaten a kill onto Sumail.
Not at all easy. And Fly, here it comes. They've already got the shackles out, and FY decides to turn and see if he can fight Fly. The shards are already in use and trying to find that kill. He decides to focus down on a Chalice. TP out FY. He will get out. He does. Now, Ame, though, bottom lane, a little bit of trouble of Bruin. S4 can't put on any more pressure. Decrep, the blast, and then the walk away. But not able to get either of the kills in the top lane.
Yeah, that's a really heads-up play there from Chalice. Usually you see it's like 2-0-2, 1-0-2. This is a 1-1-1 dazzle, just in order to prevent them to get that kill onto the Tusk. I love that. Just the understanding between the two of them, too. FY knew that his teammate was going to do it, or he accepted his death. It was one or the other.
What have we here?
Bounty runes going to be picked up now. Crit should be able to secure the two bottom. Arteezy and Fly get the others. EG, 4 bounties. Now the wraparound come in.
And bottom as well. They're trying to put pressure onto Ame with the Pugn as well as the Earth Spirit.
Shackles going on. The roll, it's going to be interrupted in that bottom lane with Metamorphosis Pop. Still Chalice being chased through the trees. They find themselves 1 kill down bottom. Grave, TP away. Easy, no.
Not easy.
They find it.
Got him.
And S4 has had the decrep, the shards being used, the snowball chase, and eventually this Pugna walking away, trying to escape, and more and more dives underneath the tower. And
he's too speedy.
Nothing off cooldown for Tusk to use.
Sumail has hit 6 before, maybe hit 6 in the mid lane, so you see maybe he's just going to hit some jungle creep. Sumail has taken over this one now. With the Soul Ring finished up, even a little bit from that Orb of Venom, it just gives that extra little chase to scare this Kunkka. As look at the rotations, EG. They're trying to punish. They've got a catapult here. It is 6 minutes. They can get a kill and look to go for the tower as well.
Real big move, and they're going to be able to find the slow. Too much damage, and strength heroes don't fare well against the Timber. They find that kill, and right as LGD wanted to rotate in with the Tusk as well. EG just a little bit quicker there.
It's that 5-minute rotation or 6-minute rotation when that catapult first gets there.
Seen it time and again. It's an arcane rune spawning up top. And it looks like they're going to be able to keep that pressure on in this mid lane. TP coming in from this Kunkka. Wants to move into position. Does have level 6 now as well. The boat hasn't been dropped as of yet. The roll going to be a little bit off the mark. They find themselves 1 kill. Pretty solid there. And Fly trying to run away. Can he live through this one? He gets out the shackles. That's controlling up the rest of LGD, but they need to back away. Boat still available. They have the Torrent that can get thrown out in a second, but he needs to hit it blind. He does the rotation from Crit and able to find that hit. Stun comes out. FY will die. They have X off cooldown again in a second, but Sumail is so big, large, and in charge. It's going to need to retreat.
Those type of Torrents are so like... It's kind of random. It's just you have to mind game with your opponent. You can never throw it in a straight line. He puts a little bit under, and yeah, they will get the kill out of it. But Sumail gets a trade, and it's a 2K advantage for EG still out of all this from the lanes.
All the shards, and yeah, Arteezy just going to TP back home after the spin. Won't be able to do that once Tusk gets 6.
Yeah, not home. He actually TP'd to Shrine, so he can actually rotate to bottom to put pressure onto the tower. So Ame has to be careful here of the rotations, and it's not only just Ame that needs to be careful rotations, he has to be careful too of Pugna, who's already level 6 very early on. Chalice is nearly level 6 too, but the difference is that a Dazzle, you don't put pressure on a Juggernaut. Pugna can put pressure onto a Terrorblade.
Very easy to blow him up. He just happens to step too far forward, and hunting in the trees. This is scouted though, underneath an Observer Ward, and with that, LGD completely abandoned the bottom lane. And
look at this. We love this. I remember pros were talking about building Blightstone on Timbersaw because you actually hit towers quite a lot. You're doing this so much in the games, but
look at what
obviously
Ame, or maybe is doing at the same time. He's pulling the creep wave back with the illusion runes. So
the 8-minute mid laner cutting the wave. But Sumail can still just, I mean, he's Timbersaw, he doesn't care. Just takes the tower anyway. A very farmed Timber is going to be coming out into this game, which could be big problems, as we were already mentioning, for LGD.
They're going to need to get that tome onto the Lion, most likely, to get up to level 6. And, well, S4, they have the movement in, and with the X, going to find the Torrent and interrupt that life drain. It should be the final kill going the way of maybe.
Yep. They want to defend this tower as much as possible, as long as possible, too, so they can defend their jungle. Does get taken down to half, a little bit less than half, though, from the Pugna. As Arteezy is farming in a very aggressive stance. He has a ward on the high ground there. If he sees just a support walk through, he could just net himself a free kill with the Omni Slash.
Thinking about it.
And Sumail looks like they want to be playing on the bottom side of the map. The TPs are coming in.
Shackle's already there. The snowball moving into position with the Torn is able to interrupt beautifully. Sumail, is he going to be controlled and finally killed off? The shards are there. He does get the Timber Chain down to the low ground, and now with Crit showing up as well. He's going to try and interrupt the 3-minute silence. Pretty solid coming from that Earth Spirit, and now able to walk away. They're still interrupting and trying to chase down X Nova. Teammates come in to help out Sumail and save that day.
Arteezy also gets himself a free kill with an Omni Slash. Actually finding Chalice there. EG just rallying around, just follow Sumail. They tried to make the move on him, but it's this Timbersaw. They don't have the level 6 on the line. Like we said, we've seen these Timbers really take over when you're not versus too much magic damage.
And this is the problem as well. Ame, very low, going to be pulled inside there, and now trying to walk out the silence. It's on to FY, who's being spun down by Arteezy, but with no Omni Slash. It's a little bit scary walking into there, and now Blade Fury no longer in the area. He has the heal coming in and maybe wanting to take down that healing ward. Still chasing back, trying to run. Looks like EG want to disengage. Wise decision.
Most of them, at least. Sumail's still there.
He doesn't care. The boat goes out, and it's not going to connect onto anybody. Nope. Just like that, are EG willing to go forward again? I mean, it feels like they just want to keep rolling.
I mean, of course, look, they have Pugna, they have S4 bottom just pressuring towers now. He has a full Aether Lens finished up on the Pugna too. This Timbersaw is too much of a problem for LGD to deal with right now. It's a 4K advantage now for EG.
He's just being a menace.
Yeah, he's just playing very active in this game. He's understanding that they have the advantage here because this Timber is just unkillable.
And, you know, the one answer that they've sort of had in the past as well for the Omni Slash was Grave on Chalice on such a long cooldown. That was why he didn't have it up and wasn't just able to Grave TP away. So, as you can see, Timbersaw being the one with the highest damage so far, 11 minutes, this event. He's been in the thick of everything.
He's going to be going for the... All right. We haven't seen this item, I don't think, much at all this time. He's going for the Holy Locket as top.
Ward Trap on to Fly. They have the shackles afterwards, but Fly not long for this world. Can he kill off Fly? Oh, the smoke. What a player.
No hesitation, too. As soon as he died, he popped that smoke to walk away. And Ame farms the whole wards.
Yeah, the Holy Locket, definitely a departure from what we've seen before. Able to increase his regen, give him a little bit of magic resistance, a little bit of, you know, mana regen as well. But it hasn't been picked for a reason.
Yeah, it's very expensive. But it can, I mean, it can be really strong in a Timbersaw when they don't even have the damage already to bring you down. It has the cloak built in, right? It has that magic resistance, and he's going to have so much HP regen versus the side of LGD. Interesting choice. He had the Yules queued up for a very long time and then switched.
Yeah. Does still feel like could potentially be brought down if they get the full combination out of him. Speaking of that, they are going to pull him back in. Misses a little bit off the mark, and now LGD looking rather sheepish. Need to walk away from this one. The 4-person magnetize chasing forward. They're going to grab incredibly early there onto the Kunkka, and it looks like he will fall afterwards. Omni Slash on Kunkka, chase forward for Chalice, who's just trying to run and hide, but Crit says no as they chase him down. Can reapply magnetize one more time if they so desire. Nope.
Oh, he's just going to lose.
Out of stone.
Oh, Sumail's in.
Sumail in deep. Now turning on to FY. Apparently he doesn't care about anything. Doesn't even have that Holy Locket yet. And it looks like he is going to finally back out. So Chalice lives.
It is looking quite a bit right now like one of those Timber games that we were mentioning that he just steamrolls over. Ame is getting space though on the Terrorblade, at least for LGD. Has the Yasha finished up another 2,000 gold too. He's going to have an incredible game. Has to get a BKB pretty early in this game though versus the Pugna and the Timbersaw and all the control that comes out from EG.
Level 6 on Lion, smoke up is 4, make something happen. The benefit of having the Ghost Ship is just on that relatively low cooldown.
Yep.
The only person that they see right here is going to be Fly. They're going to hit the Blind Torrent, snowball in, take down this Shadow Shaman. And now, EG Sumail thinking about going into this one still. They still have boat available, but apparently they don't want to fight. Yeah,
they can't go for him.
It's too much.
I'm waiting to see how much the actual HP region is when he has all the stacks. I think it's like about 60-ish. 56.7 when he's got full stacks up right now.
That's really interesting.
You're not breaking through that on the side of LGD. Unless you fully isolate him. Or you find a DD, but it is EG who's going to find a DD.
And still, LGD, at times they've looked okay, but it has been EG that have been dominating this game and now heading up to the north.
I like this item that Arteezy is going for here. He's going for the Yasha and then the Diffusal. Speaking of Arteezy though, he's getting chased out here.
Oh, could be in trouble. They can hold on to the Walrus Punch as well. They turn it now on to Arteezy and, well, with S4 showing up, they just need to get out. Yeah, it's much too much.
Yeah, I like this item build though, like I was mentioning on Arteezy. The Yasha Diffusal allows you to burn quite a bit of mana on the Terrorblade and prevent the Sunder in a lot of situations as top. Sumail gets a kill on X-Nova.
They will find the return kill onto Fly. And, well, it's a DD on this Timber. They will have X again in 4 seconds, but this is pretty far to chase Sumail here.
Yeah, he doesn't have the armor stacks built up right now, but yeah, they're chasing far. And looking at bottom, there is a Pugna with a Juggernaut backing him up to try to blast and put pressure onto this tower already.
Yeah. Don't need to be that afraid of an Omni Slash since there are creeps to snowball too, but and speaking of the snowball, it is now used. They have the decrep already onto one. Arteezy looking for the opening, finds the Omni Slash onto both of them. They throw out the Finger of Death, which means now that Arteezy is completely left alone and isolated, with the roll coming in from the Earth Spear, trying to save his carry, see if he can keep him alive, and in fact take down the Kunkka. So maybe falls, 30 seconds on the sidelines. And Ame just trying to slow down whatever push is coming.
But they're forcing LGD to go back to their base already here because of the pressure they're doing with this Pugna. Arteezy's even hitting the high ground a bit here. And now they're forcing, yeah, it's all the heroes of LGD back in their base at the 15-minute mark.
Now Arteezy turned upon a miss on the Timber Chain. He's going to move forward for this one, the Snowball. This is down onto Sumail. And very, very low. This Terrorblade needs to be careful. It still has Sunder available. Turns it now onto Timber. Out of mana, out of time. Can they kill him off in time? Sumail will fall. They get the kill before the Timber Chain goes out. Arteezy wants a little bit in turn though. And now they have the Grave onto the Terrorblade, trying to trap him with the wards. But the Terrorblade walks away. And now the boat going out. It's called on a fight. They snowball forward, trying to find more as well. Arteezy, can he get out of there in time? S4 shown back up. They're going to throw out that stun. Well, Crit trying to walk away. And with all these stacks of bad juju up, the physical damage. And now the catch on to S4 as well. EG are starting to fall apart up on the high ground. They got him caught. And S4 too will hit the deck. The torrent. It catch. Do they have anything? The Walrus Punch. They get them out. Arteezy gets full. 5 people dead. LGD came to battle
with buybacks so early on, having 2 buybacks at the 16-minute mark because EG's threatening high ground. They did get a significant amount of damage though on that tower. It's down to 698. LGD though were able to punch back. Much needed responses. If they don't get these kills, it could be really disastrous for them.
Well, we had the first highest, now the second highest amount of damage dealt. Last hits, excuse me, but nonetheless, 3,000 gold lead still for EG in spite of it, but it does show some signs of life there for LGD.
Yeah, Sumail has to, they have to watch out just because that Sunder, right? Just set Sumail down to such a low threshold. He ran out of mana too. I think the Lion was using the mana drain. It looked like it was level 2 mana drain at least at that point. I think he got some levels afterwards, but yeah, the mana drain even coming into use there versus Sumail. Sure, it's really hard to kill him, but he was just completely He didn't have any spells left. So EG, they force quite a lot of reaction, but do get punished for their extremely aggressive moves.
And we've talked about heroes that like to have these extended long team fights. On the one side, you've got the Juggernaut, who has the healing ward, can keep everybody survivable. But on the other side, it's that bad Juju and Dazzle. If he keeps spamming out the spells, this is going to start to get to some serious minus armor. And combo together with Terrorblade and Tag Team could be a problem.
Yeah. EG's already grouping up though. They've got Serpent Wards. They're gonna go push this base. They already have such incredible fighting power. Arteezy's gone for early items. Everyone on their team has gone for early items. That could be why you saw Sumail going for this quick Holy Locket. They're just like, we want to end the game ASAP. Just try to get an advantage off of Arax. Force LGD to play reactionary. And LGD, they're all in their base right now. They're ready.
Up on the high ground, the illusion is up front and center, and now trying to burn through some of the mana with that Diffusal Blade. Arteezy's hitting himself as well. They have the Torrent, not going to connect onto anybody, and they use the Glyph. With the wards down, how do you defend against this? They also need to deal with this Pugna ward, and Ame down to just 500 HP. They're trying to kill off these wards before they lose their tier 3 tower, but it looks like they will barely be able to get it, but S4 finds the kill.
Meta was used. That's the one thing EG does know. So they're probably like, okay, meta's used. We can back up. We can still look to fight though. Just get our lanes in a better spot and continue putting the pressure on. They've got a tower, so they can even look to kill these shrines too.
Oh. Roche doesn't feel like the easiest thing in the world to take for their lineup right now.
With Serpent Wards, they can look to do it, but without that, their damage is pretty negligible. But yeah, look, they're all just ready to still fight. They know meta was used. Oh. That's one of the big things for LGD.
But also the vision laid down. Arteezy onto Arteezy. There's the finger of death, the Torrent, and one more punch comes from the Walrus.
Beautiful stun there coming out from X-Nova.
On the high grounds, they have the vision now. They're able to get the pullback here onto S4, and these slow, drawn-out fights can start to get the bad juju built up. They're shackling this Terrorblade. Can they interrupt it now? They already have the Grave. They're going to be able to have the Sunder once they come out of this one. Fly trying to stay alive as they chase down S4 on this Pugna. Almost able to find that kill. Ame, can he live through it in time? They're trying to turn this one. They're isolating, trying to kill. Are they going to be able to bring him down? They do. Terrorblade falls as Crit able to find that finish. The Grave comes out at the last second onto FY, and Crit, can they kill him off in time as well? The Roller's Punch, they want him dead so bad. Live through him with the snowball.
And they also take out Sumail on the north. What? Oh my god, the Crit's coming into play from maybe. Just go straight armlet, small Crit. EG. Starting to get outplayed a little bit here by LGD. Crit made some sick plays there, but then, yeah, just a turnaround. That vision, like you mentioned, LGD, persistent in fighting even when they didn't have the meta.
Oh, and the other thing to think about now, they've got Arteezy yet again. No finger of death, but with the boat, they take him down. And Fly also caught with the sword. This crowd is on fire, and so too are LGD.
X-Nova in the right place at the right time, it seems. 4, 4, and 9 on this line. Great vision being set up. Catching the moves from EG when they get too aggressive. That is look at that turnaround.
This has been a disaster and a half for EG over the past couple of minutes, but it's also LGD just recognizing when they can fight. And you think about that last engagement that happened by the bottom shrine. You looked at how little damage Ame really did in that fight, and they still won it.
Yeah.
It's got to be concerning.
This crit, the crits on the Kunkka. Can't overlook those. Look at the damage dealt by Maybe so far in this game. The second highest, 14.6k.
So 21 minutes in, we've got the Dagon picked up for the Pugna. As this game goes on longer and longer, how do you see it unfolding? Do you start to feel limited if you're Evil Geniuses, or do you think they can continue to play as it gets to the later stages?
Pretty scary playing versus LGD, playing versus Terrorblade and Kunkka in the late game. Your Timbersaw at one point, he will start to fall off, so will Pugna, and you just have a Juggernaut besides that. Their team fight's still pretty strong, but yeah, you don't really want to be playing into the late game unless you have a good advantage on the side of EG. That's why you see them playing so fast. They're trying to keep these moves coming, but LGD's responding.
Oh, and they weren't able to get the silence to interrupt it, so Fly dies yet again. Not the biggest steal in the world, but they do lose yet another, and that lead is going to start to become larger and larger for LGD as they have gained back control of the map.
And they've gotten now your 5-position Lion. X-Nova has a Blink Dagger. So now they've got crazy amounts of catch. It's also a level 13 Lion. So that level 2 finger, he's already got 2 stacks of it. Now they have a lot more magic damage to deal with that Timbersaw, who was having an excellent game. EG.
Something going good there for EG. The smoke that came out from LGD was directly under a ward. And so they should recognize that this rotation should be coming. And it looks like Sumail is the one that's up front and center. Meanwhile, S4 can keep pushing out this bottom lane and try and put some pressure On that tier 3 tower, they do find Sumail. The stun, the follow-up, it's pretty good, but now Crit's there to try and save the day. Torrent gonna connect, but Xnova's in trouble, and he will fall down. Now Chalice, blocked in by his own. Necrobooks there is now gonna be in a hell of a lot of trouble, gonna try and go for the grave and live as long as possible. But eventually, they bring down the Dazzle to boot. Sumail still looking for maybe. It's a hard chase here, but he does have the Eul Scepter. And with the time, maybe the rest of EG can show up here. They end up losing Fly to Chalice. The Necrobooks were running him down, and now the Decrep. They've got eyes on maybe the Torrent, moving into position as well as the boat. But it looks like the mid player for LGD is finally going to be brought down as well. So EG fighting back in a big way there. They take down 3.
And back the other way we go, right? EG making an overextension earlier. Now LGD, they push it a little bit too far forward with that blink from Xnova. EG having that shrine available, they just TP in, and they have much better positioning there.
And it all is set up again by that vision and recognizing where the smoke was coming from. So S4 pushing down bottom here. And they're in a great position. I mean, granted, you do have the Metamorphosis, which is going to be back up in 35 seconds. But at least for now.
I think they might just go for the Roche. Yep, Fly's already running through there. He has Serpent Wards, and they will commit forward. S4.
Do they catch him? They've got vision. And it looks like the Pugna is going to try and buy as much time as possible. If they can take down Roche while they're trying to kill off that Pugna, this could all be worth it in the end. So Roche beginning to be felled, and the TP's coming in from Kunkka. He's moving into position. You've got to be so wary. The Torrent goes out and connects on the Meta. He's still in some trouble. They have the wards down, so this Roche is eventually going to fall. Can they make anything happen in turn? They pull back in onto Sumail. Now Xnova out there as well. They have a 2-person silence, not bad at all. Sumail still is able to get out of there. Now the Omni Slash connects on to several. They didn't pull everybody into that snowball, but, well, Jug in a little bit of trouble himself. Going to be able to jump away. Sumail down incredibly low HP. They have the Sumail vessel on him as well. He's trying to run, takes off with a Lotus Orb, but they eventually find that kill too. Lion dies, does not have buyback, and neither does Sumail actually. And with such low time left on this Metamorphosis, it looks like they're still going to be able to find it as Crit tries to get up to the high ground, but it won't happen.
Oh my god, EG had to, Arteezy had to bail out. He Omni-Slashed and TP to base, and his team kept trying to fight. LGD, now they're able to get the Roche, and they're looking for more. S4.
Goodness, chasing forward for this Pugna. He's decrept. They've got eyes on him, and, well, I don't know if EG really have the maneuverability to deal with this at all. Sumail's still dead for 18 seconds. They just need to get out.
And back the other way. And Ame has 5,200 gold on this Terrorblade as well. What a turn of events there. As EG just gets, EG just gets caught a bit there trying to take the fight, but LGD, they were ready to get that battle going. They have so many ways to get on top of the backlines.
Oh, Xnova. He finds himself a crit. The Hex is there. They have the Earth Spike to follow it up afterwards. And, oh, Silence, stun. Crit, trying to turn it. Forced to use the Grave. And this is a very tanky Earth Spirit, but they do manage to get the blink away from the Lion.
Xnova's been everywhere this game. He's just finding so many opportunities for his teams. He even got his team a little bit killed in one of those situations when he went for that blink on the right side of the map, but this time, and a bunch of other times throughout this game, he's just finding the perfect pickoffs.
So a 4,000 gold lead for LGD. They still have not been able to take down the shrines on EG, and it's sort of a testament to the fact of how much LGD has been able to constrict the map.
Yeah, they're just constantly battling. I mean, it's 32-17. That is crazy. It's 49 kills in 26 minutes. Arteezy will find Xnova here.
Nice little pickup.
Oh, but FY is there.
He has Omni Slash to try and turn it. FY steps far forward. Everybody is here with the boat going down. Arteezy walks the other direction. Doesn't have to spin for 5 more seconds. Healing Ward in the pit, trying to run, trying to hide. Has that wand as well. The spin eventually comes out, and it looks like with that, Arteezy does get out.
Damn, that was huge. But yeah, as we saw on the screen before, Fly having 12 deaths in this game, maybe running into his 13th death right here.
That's how it happens. So they bring down the Shadow Shaman, and kind of one by one it feels like EG's been picked off here and there for the past couple of minutes. So they need to sort of wait out that Aegis. Still 2.5 minutes on this Aegis before it's reclaimed.
This Terrorblade is just, Ame is so farmed in this game. 6-1 and 6, 300 last hits. We said full iSkyCloud picked up in 1 purchase, already approaching that next item. maybe went for that early crit to provide them some extra damage in the team fights, which was extremely beneficial. Now he has his BKB, so now they can deal with the control. And this Timber, we mentioned he could be such a big problem, Sumail is starting to fall off pretty hard here. The Spirit Vessel comes out, he's got the Yules and the Lotus Orb to be able to remove it, but there's just a lot more damage now coming up from LGD from these items.
No. And you know, you can point at the Holy Locket and say rough choice, but I think that at the time it was the idea that they were just going to be able to run down a lane with it, and that timing window for it I feel like has fallen off a lot.
They tried to just breach an end, and LGD threw bodies at it with buybacks and whatnot, and it worked.
Silence out. Oh my god!
The Dagon.
All right. Change the sound. That
was a meta too. He just popped meta.
And can they do it again? They need to be careful about this disengage here. You suddenly get caught out of position. In the meantime, Arteezy's TPing back into this one. Fred is going to be controlled, fingered, and still alive for the moment with the Crit keeping him alive. And now the rollaway, they keep Crit alive here. They pull him back in. There's going to be the X, and now also in some trouble is maybe fully controlled and killed off. And now they're chasing the rest of them. They're looking for this chase down onto Ame. If they can manage to find any of these heroes, they have the Yule Scepter again in a second. There's going to be the Sheep out as well, catching and finding that kill onto X Nova. They want more. Yule Scepter, not quite in range. So the Timber Saw wasn't able to get any more afterwards, but they take down Kunkka and Lion.
That's big. They get themselves 2 big kills and fly. Even though we were saying this Shadow Shaman has 13 deaths, still has somehow finished up an Aether Lens in this game. So having the positioning to be able to just grab people from the back lines, very nice for EG. As Arteezy now will be able to work on this, and he just finished up the Maelstrom and he's going for that Mjolnir next, so his damage will increase quite a lot versus Ame, who has not built that BKB just yet.
This game going back and forth, they jump forward, there's going to be the Hex already. Now Fly in some trouble as they want a little bit more after the Shadow Shaman, but he hasn't died yet, so he's keeping control over one. And S4 trying to run, still
takes
have
the bounty.
6 charges as well.
He stopped for the bounty.
Get whatever value you can. Run, S4, run. He decrypts, he tries to get out of here. The life train immediately taken off Dagon, but yeah, they got what they came for. The crowd loves the 3 gang up.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he stopped and took the bounty was just great. Now, how many did they get there? They got 3 of the 4 bounties.
All right.
So as you see, the economy game, it's still even, and the experience starts to get slowed down too. 36-20. It feels like LGD did have a pretty commanding start, like going back toward their way, but it's still pretty even. Crazy game.
Well, and so far, it does look like it's pretty much just been comfortable staying with the 1 crit on the Kunkka, as opposed to upgrading it to the full data list, going back for the Shadow Blade next.
But okay, because he wants just more positioning for himself. Lets him get these like pick offs easier too, I guess, with the Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
Because he's feeling like also Tower Blade just maybe does enough damage. Ame, even though Ame did buy the Demon Edge toward that Daedalus, and then was like, never mind, I need the BKB. We were mentioning it early on in the game, how you can suffer when there's so much control coming out from the EG side if you don't get one on a TB. And now he's going to have a 10-second one at the 30-minute mark. Pretty damn nice for a TV.
Yeah, incredibly nice.
There it is.
BKB completed. A very nice timing coming out for these guys.
Yeah, it's full 10-second on him. Maybe also having a 9-second BKB too.
Being able to delay it. So effective for these late game scenarios and turn into the fights. It's going to be Guardian Greaves next for the Timber Saw. Has them coming out right now on the Courier, and we do have the GPM Talon now for the Lion.
Okay. Sumail has actually 3 ways to dispel now to make sure he does not get Spirit Vesseled, and also he has a Holy Locket, so his Guardian Greaves are going to heal for a little bit more on his teammates too. It's just little things that can add up.
Okay, I like that.
But he is a lot tankier, and now he provides auras for his team too. See if it pays off.
32 minutes in, and we have hit a little bit of an impasse here as we're waiting for the next Roche. Could think about smoking out in the next couple of minutes here, and because of that, already we're seeing LGD sort of hold this high ground and, well, now jump forward and kill off an illusion, but we'll probably see both of the teams just play around each of those high grounds for a little while.
A lot about how these fights are initiated. If someone gets disabled before they get an ability off, like if Arteezy can get controlled before he's able to get anything off, they have to play defensively and try to protect him with Lotus Orbs and whatnot on the side of EG. It's a lot about those first jumps.
Oh. Chalice in no man's land. They're bringing in the Lion afterwards, but are the rest of LGD going to be here in time? They show up. There's going to be the Walrus Punch already off onto one, bringing him down low. Can they kill him off in time? That's the Juggernaut gone. 70 seconds, and now they use the Sunder and Sumail. It's on the low. A great way to do this. Okay, not bad. Ame, is he in trouble here? Completely isolated. Lion not able to get over in time, and Ame trying to fall down low. They kill him off. But do they have anything else in the tank? There's no buyback on the Terrorblade or the Jug for this fight. It's basically Sumail and Crit versus the world. And are they going to be able to do enough to Snowball, trying to save him for the moment, and now turn it back over into the Snowball. Sumail goes through, but the Timber Chain interrupted. Long, drawn-out fights. Who's going to come out on top of this one? Looks like for now, with the X used yet again, they've got Crit pulled back, and EG just wanting to disengage from this one for now.
It's 2v4, but EG's trying to walk away, but they can't. There's too much control from LGD.
This is an impossibility right now, and Sumail low on mana. Crit can maybe try and go for a roll TP away, but he can't quite get away from all of them. This is going to be the first roll, at least for now, with the Ghost Scepter trying to get out of there, but they've got him caught. And now Crit falls. Sumail also being completely controlled here. This has just been the story of this patch, it feels like, is big, tanky, extended fights. Sumail still living through all of this. He has the Dispel, so that way the Spirit Vessels don't increase his regen. But this fight started with Arteezy going down, and he damn near respawned.
And X-Nova gets Hex.
Oh, God. He wanted to come and help him, but the Crit comes out as well. Fly goes down, 4 dead, and there's no buyback for Sumail.
X-Nova's been so fast on his fingers. This Lion is so damn well played this game. Getting the instant jump onto Arteezy, getting the control, getting the burst. Been a spectacular performance for X-Nova on this. I mean, it's a 5-position line, but he feels like he's doing so much work. Same thing with FY, this Tusk too. 10-3 and 22, the supports on LGD just absolutely crushing it this game.
You know, the kill score of 42 to 22, it often doesn't feel this close.
No.
But nonetheless, it's a 4,000 gold lead, and that's it. At least in terms of experience, it's significantly further into the favor of LGD. They're going to be doing those XTP shenanigans.
And maybe didn't go for the Shadow Blade. He went just straight Daedalus, just went in for the damage. We saw him, how much he was actually pumping out in that fight from those Tidebringers.
Instead going back for the Blink now.
Yeah. So one thing, it's like, they get Ame, but he's not the only one who's providing a significant amount of damage in the fights. It's also the Kunkka who just constantly throws those Tidebringers. He survives throughout, I mean, I think like 2 boats as well inside of these fights if they go on for that long.
Now 35 minutes in with 64 kills on the board.
Will they see the Roche respawn, the Necrobook? It does see it respawn, just as it dies. So.
All right, the pings come out. And now some extra vision here. EG. They control the middle of the map right now. They should recognize that Roche should be able to respawn now. And as they go up onto the high ground, the scan is going to connect. Gotta be so careful at this moment. Walking into position, Ame, Fly, they spot him out. He's already dropped down the wards. Where's the rest of LGD? Are they going to be able to get here in time? The Dagon does so much damage, but the BKB's already out, and they don't have any continued damage to try and get this as the Sunder could come out. Arteezy thinking about chasing this one forward. The Omni Slash down only comes on X-Nova, and Ame, he's able to turn this one around completely, trying to kill him off. The Magnetizer's down as well, but Sumail has shown up, and now the Silence, now the follow-up with the boat is there. He's getting all of that. Coco's rock, Sumail is still not save. Able to turn it, Sumail. He wants to kill him off. It's so close. The Timber Chain, the chase forward, the Chakra, they finally kill him. But is it going to be enough for them afterwards? They've got one more hit here onto the Tusk, and now also the Kunkka going down. 2 dead. The buyback comes from that Terrorblade.
2 of the cores are dead, and Ame just bought back. He has to be super careful. He does not have meta available. S4 just sat in the sidelines of that whole fight, free casting as a Pugna. In comparison to most of the other scenarios, he dies right away. He was able to get absolutely everything off in this fight.
And a 5,000 gold swing, and maybe something is a brewing here. Is EG 1 game away from moving on in this tournament and knocking LGD again out 2-0. Sumail beating onto this tier 3 tower. 60 seconds and 70 seconds left for both the Kunkka and the Dazzle to respawn, and Ame needs to hold without dying.
And without meta, yes, be careful. FY will commit forward. They're looking for S4.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. They kill off S4 in the duration of the BKB, but what can they do afterwards? Now Hex trying to control up one. Can they bring down this Earth Spirit? Well, meanwhile, Timbersaw just goes forward and finds himself another kill, and now they've got him. Ame controlled. Hex, everything in the look, and can they run him down though? They just don't have the control. This Terrorblade is too tanky to kill off in the duration of a Hex.
Crit ran out of stones. He was trying to pull stones from anywhere to try to kick and slow him, get anything locked, any type of lockdown, but unable to. He also was seconds from getting the Ethereal Blade on the Courier to maybe turn and save S4. But S4 buys back. They know they have this huge timing window where Lion's not going to respawn still. Dazzle's not back. They're going for this Rex. They might be able to get it with this 100 damage on the Timbersaw talent.
So the continued fights with minimal numbers coming from LGD. EG just want to end this game as badly as possible. The E-Blade, the Dagon, it goes out. Soon the Dazzle's going to be back up. Already Kunkka's respawned. S4 trying to run away. Sumail still standing tall in the midst of all of this. They have the X. They pull it back in. The boat is there. They're going to have the rum on all of these heroes. But LGD, they can't find a target. They can't find anybody. There's already the E-Blade, and now the chase forward. There's going to be the Thunder to try and turn this one. The roll forward. The Grave isn't going to be enough to keep him alive. They already taken him down low. The Snowball safe. Again, just trying to keep him up, but FY falls, and so too will maybe. They buy back on that Tusk. They chase forward the Snowball, pulling him into the fountain. Meta is back up, but what can they do with it? They don't have all of their control. Trying to run away. Crit is out of there already, but FY wants to chase. The Snowball is there. Oh, great laser sword. Able to keep that Earth Spirit alive, and Crit just going to roll away yet again. Sumail has been a bulwark in front of all of the damage from LGD.
Oh my god, these fights are insane. They keep S4 alive. He used the buyback, so they were really prioritizing keeping that Pugna okay. And Crit with this Ethereal Blade 2 coming into play. 50 seconds, still no Kunkka. EG. Keep putting the pressure on his Sumail. Will finish up a full Bloodstone now too, so it's been hard to kill. Now see if he's ever able to get that Bloodstone off too. Even more healing coming his way. And that Roche is up. They don't have Serpent Wards, but they're committing forward. No Kunkka still for 30, and that was the meta used for Ame. My god, this game is insane how back and forth it really is.
I have had to loosen my tie a couple of times in this one.
Just looking, I mean, the graph just tells it. Even now, he's just not worth the experience. Is just all over the place, too. EG just punching back so hard in these last few minutes.
And the story of buybacks and how many that had to be used. And yet still, we're in a situation now where no buybacks on the Radeon, whether from gold or timers, it's not there. And the only one on the Dire that has it right now from EG is that Earth Spirit.
You have to be so careful to just protect Ame. Since he used that buyback, still 4.5 minutes left on that one. Maybe we'll have his in about 600 gold, so they're probably going to let him farm it up. But EG with a big momentum swing as they get that Aegis and that cheese. Who's actually holding, who's shielding cheese? S4, right? Yeah. He needs to get some type of defensive item too here. He's going to be going for that Aeon Disc, really needs it, because they're going to try to go for this Pugna. We see how much S4 can do. Even though S4 is like 1, 10, and 13, we see how many deaths EG does have. It's just the structural damage and what they can do with their lineup just based off their spells.
The 4-person smoke up. Artur not with them. Doesn't have a way to get there easily either. But this is to try and see if they can catch somebody out alone that's farming on the map.
Well, they know those buybacks were used. They know the meta's still on cooldown for a little bit. They're committing forward.
Found one. FY all alone, chased down, and looking like he is going to try to get out of there. They found themselves a second. Lion is going to die here. No buyback at all. EG, they're able to pay off with this gank, take down FY. That's the 2 supports gone for a very long time.
And unlike usual, Sumail went for a different ability this game. Usually we see the talent, the 1400 Timber Chain range. He took the Whirling Death attribute reduction. The damage that actually comes out from it is crazy. If you can get 2 stacks of this Whirling Death, they're losing 54% of their stats.
This is an insane amount of damage, and if that's strength, it's really a problem. Oh my god, RTZ.
Oh yeah.
Look at the damage that comes out there. They have to use the decrep on him, actually, and Sumail. He also actually can't stand underneath all of this with the bad juju working.
Still has 90 HP per second, though, and has the Bloodstone at the ready if he needs to pop it.
It's Ame versus the world, and RTZ, he's getting dangerously low right there. Does have that Aegis still to work with, and Ame battling back, walking away. They do have that Torrent hit now. Metamorphosis, how much duration is left? It's about halfway way there as well. And Sumail just going to walk forward as that Lotus Orb to try and turn it now. Maybe Xing himself. There's the Yule Scepter to interrupt, so that way he doesn't get blitzed up in that torrent. Again walking away, but RTZ got what he came for, takes down the barracks.
He's making the space. The Timbersaw just running in as the Jug just takes the buildings. They get the X, but spin TP, 2 sets of Raxes down. EG claim themselves an 8K gold lead, even though they're down 46 to 31.
And as you said, you can't just leave that Timbersaw alone. He does too much damage.
And now,
oh, the turnaround.
And the Fortunate Runes, you get map control, you get not only an Arcane Rune bottom, but oh, look at the beautiful, lovely DD that blessed EG in the first game. RTZ will get another one, the immediate smoke. They're looking, they know meta's still on cooldown.
Oh, and the roll-in coming. Chalice, he's all alone. Forstaff, get this man out of here. He needs to escape. The interrupt is going to be there, at least for the moment. The focus out is Smoke, getting that Exomo's Rom. The turn, it's almost there. Oh, Juggernaut, he's on nothing. Can they kill him off in time? They're chasing forward now. RTZ just trying to run. The healing ward is still alive here. And now Kunkka has possibly gone a bit too far as well. He connects on the boat. And RTZ says it yet again, finding that kill, trying to BKB and just walk out. Ame in trouble, and they have FY to try and throw out shards to interrupt. It's pretty good, but they lose another on their way out. As the Kunkka's dead, the Lion's dead, and LGD2 might be dead in this tournament.
There's still tier 2 up top though. They're going to just go for tier 4s if they want to on EG. That's the only thing they can, and they will.
EG, eyes on the prize, walking forward and trying to take this one. They have the glyph, they have everything, but not the heroes that they need.
The DD Omni Slash, maybe died so fast.
This is a Kunkka. Supposed to be big tanky guy. I can't believe it. They don't have answers. EG taking this one down and going to possibly here eliminate LGD yet again in front of their home crowd as the throne will fall. Fireworks flying yet again, and again LGD have to watch him behind him. Wow.
That game was wild. EG were so persistent on just keeping to take these fights, and this Timbersaw, he started to get a point where he was falling off, but